Hi, I'm Lynn from the New Homemaker, and if you don't have a center pole ball winder, those crank ones that you see in the knitting shops, you may think that you can't get a nice ball of yarn like this to where you can pull it from the center. And I'm going to show you how you can wind one of those by hand without a lot of expensive equipment. So this is some hand spun that I've had sitting in my closet for a while. You put one end over your palm like this, so that you've got it dangling down from your palm. And then you start winding it like a figure 8 between your pinky and your thumb, just like that. And this is making what they call a fish. You just do that for a while. I'm going to speed up here. And just wind in the figure 8 for a little while. And see, you keep this end dangling back behind. You want to keep this free. You don't want that to get tangled up in the fish that you're making. And then when you've got this, about maybe ½ an inch thick or so. This is DK weight, so it's taking me longer than it would if it was worsted. You take it off your fingers. You keep the end free. Take this end, wrap it around the middle of the fish like this, and that's how you start your ball. You just always make sure you keep this end free. Yeah, I got it caught there. I'm just going to pull it back out, get it free again. And you just start winding from here. And now through the magic of video editing, I'm going to wind this ball and be right back to you. Okay, now I've got a little bit of yarn wrapped around the fish, and you can see that the ball is beginning to develop. You can still see the fish ends too. You see here I still have the end of my yarn, or the beginning of my yarn, if you want to look at it that way, is free. So you just want to keep winding and make sure that you keep that end free. And just work the yarn round and round. Move the ball around every once in a while to keep it even. Now I'm showing you this just so that you know that people who've been knitting for 34 years can still get horrible tangles in their yarn. And not to get discouraged, you just have to kind of pull at it a little bit. Not too hard, just gently pull at it like you're untangling your hair. And just be patient and work your way through it. I find that learning to untangle yarn is just a part of knitting. And that in time you kind of come to enjoy it a little bit. And I'm just finishing up the last few winds, and there I go. I have my end ball. Now, since I now have a center pole ball, if I'm knitting something that I need 2 strands of yarn to knit with, I can take the outside strand and the inside strand. And now I've got 2 strands of yarn, just apply them both together, or rather knit them both together at the same time, rather than having 2 separate skeins of yarn, 2 separate balls. I can just use both of these ends and use one ball of yarn. Makes for a lot less tangling in your knitting bag. And then to tuck this in, I just put my finger on the ball here, and I wrap it around like this, and I take the end and just kind of tuck it in like that. And that's it. I now have a nice center pole ball. If I drop it, it doesn't roll away. It doesn't tangle as much in the knitting bag. And while it is a lot faster to do this when you have a ball winder and a Swift, that thing that goes round and round and round that you've probably seen at your local knitting shop, I did this in about 10 minutes or less. Maybe about half that if you did that with a Swift and a ball winder. But I did it with a piece of equipment that I always have with me, and that's my 2 little hands. And they came with standard equipment with the human body, so you don't have to pay anything extra for it. That's how to wind a center pole ball. I'm Lynn from thenewhomemaker.com. Thanks for watching.